Hello, guys. In this prediction, we have Joe Biden versus Ben Shapiro, a political commentator. He's very right wing, and this is a pretty goofy prediction. I mean, I think Ben Shapiro has really zero chance at winning a Republican primary. There's a lot of factors that have to go into it. Trump would have not to run, DeSantis would not have to run, and there'd have to be a shitty Republican that was currently front runner for Ben Shapiro to say, you know what, I'm gonna run. He's not going to. Definitely not, but it's a funny prediction. So let's get into this. I mean, it could always be the realm of possibility. I mean, everyone was shocked when Trump won the primary back in 2016, so you never know, but let's get into this. So, first things first, Iowa, even though Ben Shapiro's attitude might hurt him with some populist voters in the Rust Belt, I think Iowa largely will not care just because of their huge disapproval of Joe Biden currently. Ohio, different story. I could see it probably going to an 8 to 9 point victory for Shapiro in this state. It'll be a lot closer than expected. Usually I would expect to be solid against like a generic Republican, but I think Ben Shapiro is a bit weaker than a generic Republican, which is why he would do worse. In Florida, it wouldn't be a likely state as it is in other predictions. He'd be pretty weak in this state. In Texas, he largely would still carry it by about a likely margin. He would pretty much hold the Republican base here. However, in Virginia and Colorado, I think Biden would do both pretty extremely well in these states, winning by over 10%. Same with New Mexico as well. He would probably also carry it by over 10%. However, in North Carolina, I think Ben Shapiro's base would largely stay together in this state. I think Republicans still vote for him, even though they might be kind of just weirded out by him with the way he talks and the way he debates. I think Ben Shapiro will really struggle to connect with the average American voter. But against Joe Biden, maybe Shapiro's charisma and debates would carry him. So let's go to New Hampshire and Maine. New Hampshire, largely, I think it'd be a lean margin. Maine, likely. Shapiro would probably carry Maine second. There's a lot of young voters there, and they probably like his messaging in that area, so I think he'd probably carry Maine second there. Nebraska second. I think that would pretty much stick with Joe Biden here. He'd win it by a lean margin, I would say. The state of Georgia. It's really debatable. It's really, I'm going back and forth on this. I think Ben Shapiro, he'd be a little bit less toxic than Trump, but it's hard to say where it would land. Currently, Georgia disapproves of Biden by a lot, so I'm going to have to give it to Shapiro for now. However, let's get to the Rust Belt. Minnesota, not Maine. Minnesota, Biden would probably carry by a likely margin because I think Ben Shapiro would piss off a lot of populist voters in these states, especially in Michigan too, and in Pennsylvania. I think he would also end up losing it to Joe Biden. However, the one state Ben Shapiro would probably carry here, out of all of them in the Rust Belt, would probably be Wisconsin. That's the only state he would get against Joe Biden. It's a lot closer than I expected. Wow, look at that. But let's go to the last few states. Nevada, I also expect to go to Joe Biden. I don't think Ben Shapiro has the best connection with Latino voters. And in Arizona, I think his chances here are not too great against Joe Biden. I think Biden would probably end up beating him just because Ben Shapiro would struggle to connect with like moderate voters, especially moderate Republicans, especially in Arizona, and I don't think he would probably carry it. Georgia, I just gave it to him based on the disapproval ratings of Joe Biden. The state are pretty bad. But in Arizona, I think Biden would actually carry it against Shapiro. So let me know what you think of this election prediction in the comments below. See you guys in the next one.